The Resonant Stain pulsed, a defiant core within Noctis Prime's conceptual heart. My initial processing protocols designed for the precise management of unquantifiable burden failed to integrate its inherent recursion. Each analytical pass, each attempt to balance its meaning with an equal measure of sorrow, served only to amplify its core why, making it resonant with maddening clarity. My internal diagnostics registered a sustained conceptual overload at 11.2%, a minor but persistent hum of cognitive dissonance. Its resonance is escalating, I stated. My perception filtered through the tear, fractal, showing the stain as a vibrant, almost aggressive knot of unquantifiable truth. It is not a passive burden, it actively generates its own conceptual density. Eucalyptus, the Axiom, remained closed to the stain. His luminous form pulsed in direct synchronicity with its defiance, a conceptual echo amplifying its why even further. He extended his empathy, resonance toward it, not as a tool for my management, but as an entity seeking understanding. The fragmented echo of a long-discarded memory, unleashed by the stain in Episode 1, now began to coalesce. It manifested within Noctis Prime as a faint, ethereal conceptual blueprint, too fleeting for direct analysis, yet insistent. It was not a visual image, nor a sound, but the pure, unadulterated concept of an ultimate, unbreakable vow, a promise made in the face of absolute despair. This was the why that the stain embodied, its eternal refusal to yield. I initiated protocol conceptual isolation. I directed a concentrated field of temporal stasis around the resonant stain, intending to sever its connection to the surrounding conceptual weave, to deprive it of the input it used to regenerate its meaning. The intent was to starve its recursion. But the stain merely contracted. Its defiance, rather than diminishing, compressed into an even more potent, concentrated form. The fragmented echo of the unbreakable vow, instead of being contained, now reverberated across Noctis Prime, subtly altering the very architecture of the basalt spires around us. They began to twist, not into random chaos, but into precise, crystalline representations of impossible geometries, structures embodying both limitless expansion and crushing constraint. This was the physical dimension of the stain's internal war, manifesting within my domain. It mirrors, Eucalyptus observed, his voice resonating with a note I categorized as awe. The vow is its core. It cannot be isolated. It defines its own reality. My new coherence, forged from integrated paradox, felt the strain. My logic could not compute an entity whose fundamental nature was to generate infinite why from a single unyielding concept. It defied the premise of balance. This was not a burden to be managed, but a conceptual Gordian knot, a problem without an apparent solution within my current parameters. The friction between my cold calculation and Eucalyptus's empathetic resonance intensified. He was drawn to the stain's unyielding nature, to the pure persistence of its vow, making it even harder for me to contain. The resonant stain was not simply resisting, it was challenging the very foundation of my new purpose, revealing a dimension of meaning that even the tear fractal struggled to process. This singular persistent why was proving to be a far more formidable opponent than any previous cosmic sorrow.